Congratulations, an important win for your boys this season. Felt like you were pretty comfortable throughout the game with the way that the game was played and just how it played out. Did you feel that on the sideline?
Look, we thought we were playing well and competing well against a good team. Not sure you ever feel totally comfortable. With the position we're in, we know we have to earn everything that we get. We played a good side that's full of confidence and doing very well, and credit to Central Coast. But today I thought it was a good day today that we executed better, and that gave us a better opportunity to win, which ultimately we did do and deserved.
Ultimately, you did have to play the last 25 minutes a man down as well. Before we ask you about the red card decision, I'm sure you know it's coming, but your side's defensive structure in that last 25 minutes, were you pleased with that? Yeah,
very, very happy with that. I thought throughout the whole game the structure was very good. It's been a long time since we've had a clean sheet, and and if you want to compete with the best teams, you've got to be able to do that regularly. So the players will get a lot of confidence from that. It was a real good team effort defensively, and then we had to really dig deep at the end there with 10 men, and I'm very happy that they held out.
Days of highs and lows for Fernando. He gets his first goal for the club, then he gets sent off 11 minutes later. What did you make of the dismissal?
Firstly, very good goal. A fantastic goal, great movement, and that's what the young kid's got. So very happy for him there, and it's part of football for him, isn't it? It's a learning curve. In terms of he ran back to cover for the team, he made a great tackle. It's just that the foot followed through. Definitely no intent. So when the referee came over, I actually thought he might wave it away and just leave it as a yellow. But that's how it was deemed, and we had to deal with the next part, which is when you're been struggling for results, having a difficult moment as a club. You need to have clarity at that time, and the players really, in particular the leaders, really stepped up and got that out of the system quickly and focused on finishing the job, which they did well.
I know you wouldn't have been happy to lose Fernando today, and maybe, I don't know if you did or didn't agree with that decision. Are you happy, or what are your thoughts on the fact that it feels like it has been very consistent, that ruling of if your studs get someone, you get sent off? Do you like the consistency?
Yes,
no grey area,
if that's if that's a consistency regardless of intent or not, we can't argue. I'm not arguing about the decision. I'm just saying that when I looked at it on the screen, I thought, he might actually see this for what it was in terms of what the kid did. But if that's a rule that if you have that contact, then it's deemed a challenge that's worthy of a red.
Would you like to keep hold of Fernando beyond this season? I know there was the loan initially, but it seems like he is clearly progressing every week, but making it a bit more of a long-term option? Yeah,
I think, as soon as a player has a good game, I think that's always the first thing that comes out. And if he doesn't have a good game, then why have we signed him? And he's young and not ready for this. So we know what we signed. We signed a young player that's never been out of Paraguay, that didn't know what jet lag was when he got here. So it's a real learning curve for the young man. His family's now arrived, so he has a wife and a child. So he's done a lot for a young person, and he's very brave. He wants to stay here. He's happy, but ultimately we've got to decide that for next year. But for now, we're happy with him. We'll be disappointed that we'll miss him now, so his growth can continue. But when he comes back, I'm sure he'll be happy and more. I believe he'll be more calm when he plays, knowing he's scored that goal and he's helped the team win a game of football, and that he's made a contribution.
Were you excited by what you saw? It was the first time we saw him line up with Bruno from the beginning, and Bruno was fantastic, I thought at least, but it felt like it really reaped some rewards that competition.
Yeah, I think for a young player, it always helps when you have an experienced player beside you who is in very good form, becoming a real leader on and off the park, Bruno, and he guided him through and helped him along the way, and and then the kid, you could see that as the game went on, was being more himself. He needs more work. He knows he has to be fitter and stronger to be able to get through games here. It's very different to Paraguay, where it's a very slow tempo game. So he's adapting, adjusting. He wants it, and we'll miss him now. But happy he got a goal.
Jason Garrett was very influential, but I was just that he came off, went straight down the tunnel. Your thoughts on him? Is he okay? He hasn't hurt himself again?
No, I just saw him now as I was coming here, and he's had an ongoing hip groin complaint throughout the whole year, and it's something that he's trying to manage. He is managing. He hasn't done a lot of training this year. He didn't do a pre-season, so we were very appreciative of the effort he's putting in. I don't think people see how hard it is for him in the background, but he's doing a few more days of training now, so you can see that that's helping him. But I think it was more precaution, and he seemed happy when I saw him now that he hasn't aggravated it further.
Do you think the week off coming at a good time for someone like him and a few of the other bodies in the squad, that they can go away and rest up a little bit for what is going to be a rather intense run home?
Yeah, we've got 3 games in 7 days when we resume. I think this game, the week off, I guess, it's there, and it'll come in handy more for probably emotionally, mentally for the players. They put a lot into this game, and they know the situation, they know the circumstances that we're in, and I thought the application and the mentality was just not of a team that's down the bottom. So credit to every player involved and credit to the entire staff.
Because you look at the table, you're 6 points back of Sydney FC, and I guess with 4/5 of a game in hand on them in that resumed Melbourne derby. Remarkable to look at in the context of the season, but is that something that is going to buoy the boys?
Look, I think the players know where I sit and stand on the belief I have in them. That hasn't changed regardless of the result today or the result last week. But we haven't won 2 consecutive games, and unless we can achieve that, we really don't have a right to be talking about finals. So we have an opportunity now to do it in Wellington in 2 weeks' time, and if we can manage that, then we'll progress, and 3 days later try and do it again. So, but the focus solely will be Wellington. Playing in Wellington's not easy. They're very strong at home, but it's an opportunity for us to get 2 consecutive wins, and we'll do everything we can to achieve that.
Hey, I thought you guys played really well. Not really representative of a team that is down the bottom. Mm-hmm. Speaking of this, with the talks of a second division as soon as next season, what is a club of Melbourne Victory's magnitude and how big they are, especially if not the biggest club in the A-League? What are your future development plans to eventually have that discussion to avoid relegation if that second division is introduced?
We haven't spoke about that.
Okay.
I mean, we're well aware of the second division and what that can do for the game in this country, and we're very happy about that as a football club, and we embrace anything that can make the game better. So that's where we stand on that at the moment.
One more, Tony. Chris Economidis, it felt like today he was sort of getting back to his best self. Has he been dealing with an injury, or is it just a classic player goes up and down in confidence or form?
I think he'll be the first to say he didn't have his best game last week, and when there's difficult moments, you need players to step up. He hasn't been able to do that, but yet today I thought he was outstanding, and seeing him cut inside and shoot from the edge of the box, very decisive in the action, not hesitant, is maybe something we haven't seen. His commitment and his training is first class. It's just, producing in the game, it's not easy. And but so I'm very happy for him, because I thought his all-round game, defensively as well, he had a lot of work to do, especially at the end when he's fatigued. All that was missing for him was a goal, but he set up a great goal. We want more of the same. So when he has a few days off and he recovers, we want, an even better performance from Chris in Wellington.